technology, you can never release the wrong person. The last thing they do on their way out the door is making sure that that iris matches that person.
Fighting crime with brand new biometric technology, the high-tech ID system making its first appearance in Colorado law enforcement. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Ron Zappolo.
And I'm Deborah Takahara. The Arapahoe County will be the first agency in Colorado to begin identifying criminals by scanning their eyes.
That's right, Deb. Despite fears of Big Brother from critics, the technology has proven far more reliable than any other ID system. New tonight, Fox 31's Dave Young is live in Arapahoe County with how the analysis works. Dave?
Yeah, Ron, pretty soon when you're booked into jail here, you'll be more than just photographed and fingerprinted. The office here was one of just a handful of more than 3,000 in the country to win part of this federal grant to roll out this new system that definitely puts the eye in ID. This device analyzes a human iris, which has 235 identifying points of reference versus a fingerprint's 65. It provides a 12 times more accurate ID.
Fingerprints change, but irises stay stable throughout your life, which is why it's a great biometric to identify somebody with.
Lawton helped develop this new technology. A federal grant allows Arapahoe County to be first in the state to apply it to law enforcement. A deputy helps demonstrate how it works.
He won't tell us who he is. The camera is taking a digital photograph of his eyes. Saturation, the focus, the quality. The camera is talking to him, telling him whether or not he's in range. In 6 seconds, the information has come back that this is who he is.
In government studies so far, with more than 2 million cross matches, there's never been a false positive. After initial testing, Arapahoe County will share the technology with other law enforcement agencies, sharing criminal and inmate ID records.
And particularly after we've done it for a period of time, after a year, we will have upwards of 20,000 inputs into this database.
It'll also be used to track missing kids and seniors.
We see this as the future. This will be the first step when you come in. We'll match your iris to your records, and your records will come up.
A record that's impossible to fake.
The ACI started using these scanners this year after that inmate escaped by impersonating another inmate. The technology was already in the planning stages at the time, but now it is up and running.
As you can see, it's now trying to focus on the individual's first eye.
Your iris, the colored part of your eye, as unique as your fingerprint. Now, iris scanning technology is helping to make Rhode Island's prison system safer.
The most accurate and most easily obtained and highly visible biometric on our bodies is our iris.
Captain Fred Haben and Captain Kathy Lyons showed us how it works with the help of an inmate volunteer. First, the inmate looks into a special digital camera. Then images of both eyes are captured. Each inmate is scanned when he or she is first processed and again before release.
So we have tools in place, all right, to say we're very comfortable 100% we're letting the right individual go since August 15th of this year.
But the technology wasn't in place back in July when Naquan Gadsden escaped by impersonating another inmate who was scheduled for release. Corrections officers say there's no way Gadsden could have known the scanners were coming. And they say the new system makes impersonating another inmate virtually impossible.
Let's put it this way. Now that this system is in place, it is the last time that someone like Naquan Gadsden can pull that kind of stunt.
The other inmate who switched places with Gadsden was never identified. Investigators say Gadsden made promises to him in exchange for his help, but those promises were never kept. Gadsden was captured a few days later in New York, and both men were hit with additional charges.
I would have liked to be able to say that it was impossible for somebody to defeat our procedures. He showed otherwise, but it won't happen again.
And the first iris scanner at the ACI cost about $40,000 to install, but it was paid for with a federal grant rather than with state tax dollars.
Noble County takes a full leap into 21st century crime fighting. Good evening, I'm Melissa Long. Jeff Newmeyer joins us now to explain. And Jeff, biometric identification sounds like something on a CSI episode.
Yeah, Melissa, but this stuff is real world. The company that developed this tool likes to say identifying suspects can now be done in the blink of an eye. Watch and you'll see why.
And you can see I'm not opening my eyes particularly wide or anything else.
You've heard pictures don't lie. BI2 Technologies is selling that idea, and sheriff's departments across the country are buying. Suspects brought to the Noble County Jail on suspicion of a crime will now be subjected to an iris scan. If they've been entered into the database before, on a screen, their picture, ID, and criminal background will pop up in seconds.
Like any jurisdiction, we have folks that are using fraudulent identification and so on. As the database builds, this is going to be a great tool, so we'll know exactly who we have.
The eye scan checked out flawless.
The system did 3.2 billion successful cross matches across the 47 states with no false matches.
He mentioned 47 states. What's he mean by that?
Well, he's simply referring to the fact that technology is now being used in 47 different states. Noble County happens to be the first in Indiana to jump on board.
And how much does this system cost?
Well, Sheriff Harp said less than $10,000. He says no taxpayer dollars are being used to install this system, and he figures that he'll be fielding calls from other sheriffs around the area once the word gets out about this new identification option.
Pretty cool little gadgets there.
It is.
Thank you, Jeff.